Hey everybody, I just wanted to stop in real quick. I've been reading Marcus Aurelius's work, Meditations. And either at the end of book 1 or at the beginning of book 2, he said this. I'm going to read it right off my screen. Do external things distract you? Then make time for yourself to learn something worthwhile. Stop letting yourself be pulled in all directions, but make sure you guard against the other kind of confusion. People who labor all their lives but have no purpose to direct every thought and impulse toward are wasting their time, even when hard at work. Marcus Aurelius noticed in life that there can be two ditches on either side of the good road. The first ditch is being pulled every which way by every emergency, every call, every request by other people. You can sit in your office and never get anything done, surfing the internet, reading a book, answering phone calls. You can be busy without doing anything worthwhile. And he said, stop doing that. Stop letting yourself get distracted with external things. Take the time to learn to do something worthwhile. Learn a language, learn a skill, get better at something. I told you in a previous video that my goal in this coming year is to finally start to master the guitar. Learn a skill, learn something worthwhile, learn something that at the end of the day, you're proud to have done or you're proud to possess, not just empty calories. But he said the other ditch is to do those worthwhile things with no purpose and nothing to direct that work toward. So this goes to the why. This is Simon Sinek's why. Why are you doing the things that you're doing? In the book of Ecclesiastes, a philosopher king by the name of Solomon in chapter 4 said, it's an empty thing, I'm paraphrasing, but he said it's an empty thing for a man to live and work and amass riches and be successful if he's all by himself and he has no one else with him. And he never stops to think, who am I even doing this for? This time of year, I like to watch Christmas videos, and one of my favorite movies to watch is A Christmas Carol, especially the one with George C. Scott. I love it. One of the underlying messages of The Christmas Carol is success without friends, success without family is empty. That the greatest meaning in life is to live your life with a purpose. Now, Marcus Aurelius would disagree that you should live your life in the service of other people. I would disagree with Marcus Aurelius somewhat in that. But I'm not trying to tell you what the purpose of living should be, only that ancient wisdom across the millennia has agreed that living a life solely for yourself and without a purpose greater than yourself is emptiness. Just as empty as busy work with no meaning. Busy work that doesn't mean anything. Empty calories. My wife doesn't like to drink sodas when we go out to eat because she said, I'd rather eat my calories than drink them. And a lot of times the calories you get from beverages, they call those empty calories. They're of very little value. They can make you fat, but they're not really good for your health, right? So don't do the empty calorie things today. Take the time to learn to do meaningful things. But as you do that, make sure that you don't fall into the other ditch of just pursuing those things for the sake of the things themselves. But ask yourself, what is the purpose and impulse for my doing this? Am I being a better husband? Am I being a better guy so I can be a better husband to my wife, a father to my kids, a wife to my husband, better employee, a better citizen of my town or of my country? What is the purpose for which you're doing the worthwhile things? So that's something to think about. The two ditches. One is doing empty, meaningless work just because the world constantly puts those demands on us. Say no to those things and do meaningful, important things. But when you do meaningful, important things, make sure you know why you're doing it. And make sure that it's a purpose worth pursuing. I'd love to hear your thoughts on that. Have you ever read Meditations by Marcus Aurelius? If not, I totally recommend it. My favorite translation is linked in the description below this video. There are a lot of translations, but I think there's one by the last name of the author, Hayes, which I really, really like. It's very accessible. You don't have to be a scholarly type to read it, and so I'll link to that in the description below. I encourage you to read that book or listen to it on audiobook or read it on Kindle or whatever the case is. But live with purpose today. Do good work, meaningful work, and live with purpose. And I'll see you in the next video.